Cam Newton saying some things on the Travis Hunter show. Steve Smith not liking some of the things that Cam Newton had to say because he was in that locker room full of losers, guys who didn't know how to win, guys who didn't know how to prepare. Steve Smith, by the way, a member of the team that went to the Super Bowl 8 years before Cam Newton arrived. So I can understand why Steve Smith, to use his quote, would be very disappointed by what Cam Newton had to say. I'm surprised he was that restrained. And, Chris, I get the point that Cam Newton was making.
Yeah, right.
He was just way over the top. You don't have to say it was a locker room full of losers. And I looked up some of the names of the players that were there in 2010 when they went 2-14, and there in 2011 when Cam Newton arrived. Jonathan Stewart, is he a loser? D'Angelo Williams, is he a loser? Jordan Gross, Ryan Khalil, John Beeson, Thomas Davis, Charles Johnson, Greg Hardy. Well, he's a loser for different reasons, but
the corner,
no, it's not.
Blanking on.
Chris Gamble.
Yeah.
I didn't even add him, right?
Or even the other one that got in the fight with Odell Beckham Jr., right? He was there when he got drafted.
Shit.
I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah.
Josh Norman, thank you very much.
No,
Courtney.
Norman wasn't there.
He wasn't there yet? Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
So the point stands. You're getting drafted number one by the worst team in the league unless there's a trade. I get it. But you don't need to be gratuitous. You don't need to do that. And I understand he wants to entertain. He's got a foothold at ESPN now, and I got no beef with Cam. But I think that we all need to recognize, and I've been there and I've done that, at times in making our points, we can be tempted to make it a little too strongly,
right?
To take it a little too far, and to say something that we really don't mean. And I think deep down he probably didn't mean it. He's just trying to have
emphasize it. Right.
And he's trying to make a point to Travis Hunter, who might be the number one overall pick. You're going to a team that struggled last year and that earned that pick the hard way. That doesn't mean, look, there's no NFL player. No one on an NFL roster is a loser. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of former college players that would love to be on those teams. You have achieved a lot to be on the team. I don't think that's what he meant, but it would be nice if he just kind of came out and said, I really didn't like. I was just trying to make a point, and I got carried away.
Yeah.
I don't think Steve Smith is a loser. I don't think John Beeson is a loser. I don't think that Thomas Davis is a loser.
Right.
I don't think D'Angelo Williams is a loser. I don't think Jonathan Stewart's a loser. But the team collectively had lost 14 to 16 games. That's my point. And that's all he needed to make his point.
Yeah, that's it. When you say losers, it becomes personal. If you just said, hey, I got drafted number one because the team wasn't any good. They weren't good. So, yeah, you get drafted by that. You're in a tough situation because the team didn't play well enough the year before, and that's why they had the number one pick. If he just said that, I think Steve Smith would be fine. But when you start to say, I was in the locker room with losers, right, that starts to be like, wait, I was in that locker room. You talking about me? You think I'm a loser? And we know Steve Smith, he's as feisty as they come. He's as smart as they come, and he ain't going to deal with that type of talk attached to his name because damn for sure he ain't a loser. He's one of the best I ever saw on a football field. So hopefully he doesn't get too mad at Cam because I don't think Cam meant personal intent. And Cam, yes, just needs to be a little careful of how you phrase certain things like that. I, like you, have made the mistake of trying to be cute and emphasize a point, and then in doing that, you disgruntle or are disrespectful to somebody else, and that's one of the tough things about the business sometimes.
And by the way, my comment about Greg Hardy being a loser for other reasons, just so we're clear, because it's been a while, he was suspended by the NFL for a domestic violence incident. There had been some court proceedings that initially resulted in a finding that he had done what he'd done. The NFL eventually concluded he did what he had done. He was one of the names that I think gave the NFL the idea for paid leave. Ray Rice, right. Adrian Peterson, after it came to light that he had overdone it, to say the least,
some fights today.
Disciplining his child, and Greg Hardy. I'm just saying, these
Gronk's going to kick your ass, and now Greg Hardy's going to kick your ass. I can't stop those guys, man. If I'm with you, you're done, because I can't bodyguard against them. They're going to beat me up, all right? So you're in trouble. You just better go run. See how fast you can run and crawl.
I've seen clips of some of Greg Hardy's recent fights, whether it's boxing or MMA or whatever. He would probably destroy me, but based on his current size, even at this age with bad knees, I think I can outrun him. I think I'll be fine. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.